Hey guys, it's Maymay, and today we are revisiting some forgotten techniques. This one I feel like is one of the least forgotten. I feel like this is one we probably use a good bit. This is called mirror stamping. Now, as we go through today, I'm going to be showing you lots of different techniques so you can decide which one works best in your craft room. So let's get started. So the method I'm going to show you here takes me back. This is one we used to do back in the day. And what you'll need for this one to make this one work really easy is you'll want to go ahead and stamp your image down on your surface, but you're going to need a piece of scrap, okay? And keep a piece here. Here's why. You're going to want to do a second generation stamp on this one, and you'll see when we do the mirror stamping why. So what I'm going to do, what is second generation? We've talked about this one already, right? We're going to stamp off our image on a piece of scrap, which I'm really not using scrap. I'm using a piece of white that I can fussy cut him out and use him later. Then I want to take the rest of this ink, what's left over, and put him onto my project. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because when we do the technique with the acetate, which is like the old school technique I'm going to show you first, it doesn't come out very, very bold. So we want to make sure we do that second generation situation. So we've got him where we want him, but we want to mirror him so it looks like a couple and they're kissing, okay? So what we're going to do is use some acetate. Now, this acetate comes from a stamp set. You know, when you get the stamp sets in and you peel this off to get to the stamp sets, just hang on to a piece of it and you can use it for this. Now, I like to use a pigment ink for this. Back in the day, we used whatever we had, but I like a pigment for it because pigment stays wetter longer on the stamp and it just does a better job to me. So I'm going to ink this guy up really good. And listen, we're not twisting because twisting gets that ink down in there and you'll get a very blurry stamp. You want to just kiss that ink on there. And then anywhere on the page, you're going to just stamp him down. Now, this is where it can be tricky. I'm going to sit him, okay? I wiggled him a little bit. It's almost impossible not. But like I said, this is the old school way, and I'm going to show you another way to not have these wiggles. And then I'm going to press him down. Now, something I think helps with all these techniques is don't overpress. Because when you overpress, you kind of push the ink out, and it kind of makes the line hollow, if that makes sense. So I've got him on there. Let's lift him off. So there's our image, and here's what's cool. I can now bring this guy over here. Okay, and then I can pick this guy up. It's so easy. And look, because I have such a large piece of acetate, I can hold down one side and kind of drive it into place and then place him down. Now, smear him down and give him time. Let that ink transfer. It's not going to be perfect. Look how dark he looks here. He looks so beautiful and dark. But when I lift this up, you'll see that he's not quite as dark and he's a little more pixelated looking. If you wanted to make a reflection, this is a really good way to do reflection because you get that kind of almost watercolor look. But Shannon has colored one of these for us because here's what I want you to know. When you finish this all the way out and you color it completely and put it on your project, you really can't tell the difference in the way that they are stamped. So let's show you that one. So Shannon's amazing coloring, look. So it's really good, Shannon. You really can't tell that this guy is stamped a little lighter. You might can, but if that bothers you, you can always trace him. But I gotta be honest, if you're giving this as a card, that's pretty good. Nobody's gonna notice. Maybe punch a little heart and put right in the middle of where they're kissing. Wouldn't that be cute to have a little heart right there? Cute little Valentine idea. And that is mirror stamping technique number 1. Let's look at the second one. Now for this technique, what you're gonna do is you're going to find a stamp larger than the one you're using. This is my stamp that I'm gonna mirror, okay? This stamp is larger. Do you see how it'll fit in there like that? You can see the stamp behind it. What I want to do is I want to use the back side of this. Now, the reason I chose this stamp is because I have a lot of surface area touching my acrylic block. All those notes are going to touch and keep this kind of level. That's what I want. I don't want to lose any of my image inside of some lower spots. You'll understand that when you start doing this. So what you do this is you want to flip the stamp over so the image is facing down on your block and then you have a flat surface on top. This is not my favorite technique, but it does work, okay? So you can get the job done. All right, so you're going to need that scrap paper back, or like I'm doing, I'm just stamping them on here so I can color them and cut them out and use them later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my guy that's not going to be mirrored. He's going to be normal facing, and what we're going to do is stamp him off. So don't worry, I'll use him for another project, right? Move him aside. Then I'm going to second generation him again, just because you cannot get the same richness on this mirror stamping that you get this way. That's actually really good. I like that kind of not back gray look I'm getting there. All right, so let's come to our stamp. Let's bring our ink over. Now here, you want to really ink You want to try to get as much as you can on the back of the stamp. It really matters. Okay, and then try not to wiggle. It's less wiggle on the acrylic like this because it's got a tooth to it. It kind of grabs, so it's not like the acetate where it's just slick, slick, slick. So you're going to stamp this guy down. Make sure you get him everywhere. Okay, lift that up. You can see him there. It is harder for me to see him through this stamp that I chose, but I can see it. I'm bringing it a little low so I can really see it here. And then I'm going to place him down where they meet up. Something like this. Now, one thing is, you notice I'm using this press to do it. Here's the thing. When you put this stamp on here this way, you really kind of, you don't really get to press anymore. It's kind of too thick for that. So it just kind of lays straight down. Something you can do here is take your impressible and help you press this down. Let that ink transfer. Give it time. It's not going to be a dark, bold image. It's just not going to be. Then I'm going to lift this up. And if you're lucky, your stamp will stay on here. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll fall off. But you see, you got your image and you can color him and he is mirrored. Okay, so there's technique number 2. Okay, for this technique, I'm going to use my Waffle Flower Media Mat, and this is my mini mat. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy is perfect for this, and when you see the technique after this, you're really going to love it. This is how we've brought this into modern through the decades, right? Okay, so I've got my ink, same ink, and I've got my little dude here, okay? I'm going to stamp him onto my Waffle Flower Media Mat. Now, there is a little bit of a caveat here. You're not going to be able to see through where you're stamping him. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to stamp him down here. And where with the acetate, you know, we could kind of lay him right where we wanted him. I also smeared him a little bit. You're not going to be able to do that. So I'm just kind of guessing at this point. You can do some measuring, make yourself a template, etc., etc. You'd be able to do all that kind of stuff. I just want to show you that this is possible. And it's really the prettiest. To me, it's the prettiest transfer. Look, you can practically see through it. You see how it's really transferring? Let me show you. Look how good that is. I even got those terrible smears that I did. But what I love about it is I don't really feel like you need to second generation this guy this time. Just ink him up. And then you can just come right here and stamp him next to him. Breaking in here to ask you to hit that red subscribe button. It's free. Also hit the bell button beside it. You can help me reach my big goal this year of 400,000 subscribers. Okay, back to crafting. See, that looks pretty good, right? That's a really good transfer. But let me show you the best way. Now, this is my favorite so far. Now, for this next technique, you got to do a thing, but it's not a big deal, okay? This is the full Waffle Flower Media Mat, but do you see this over here, what I've done? I've cut a piece off. It is not a big deal. This piece does not do anything for me. I don't have to have it to be able to use the inside of this well. I'm not missing it, okay? I cut this off so that, you know where I'm going. It will then fit in my Misty. Now this, let me tell you, this is the original Misty. This is the mini mat. I want to make sure we clarify that for you. We'll have it linked below for you. When I say the original, this is the second generation of the original. This is the one that has the lip, but it's the original size. Now, here's what I love about this, and you already know, right? Now, not only can I mirror it, but I can ink it twice. Okay, so check this out. So I'm going to put a piece of cardstock into the corner of the media mat. Isn't that amazing? See, that's what's going to help us be able to do this, okay? Then I'm going to take my stamp, whatever I want, and I'm able to position it here. So if I'd already stamped my first guy here, I can position him because I can move him around. You see what I'm saying? All right, so I'm going to place this little guy here, and then I'm going to reach over and pick this up, and then I'm going to stamp. I don't need to do anything. This is staying in here, and it's not wiggling or anything. I love that. And so whenever I send this over, I'm not going to get a wiggle either. I just love this. I love this technique. Oh, do you see that ink I got up there? I'm not going to let that go with me because if you have ink where you don't want it, you get ink where you don't want it, okay? All right, so I'm going to press this down. Now, again, don't overpress. If you overpress, you kind of squish the ink out. Just press it, okay? And then lift up. Now, if I don't think that's inked enough, I can ink it again. I can give it 2 layers of ink versus the 1 layer I did on those other techniques. Let's do it one more time. Just kiss it. Just let that ink kind of magnet to the other ink. Look how dark that is. And now watch. I take this little guy, poke it into the corner, and then just drive it down on top of my image. Now, you can rub this if you want to with your impressible. I wouldn't because it catches right here on the lip. But you totally could take like a blending tool and rub it or something. But it works fine with your hand. You can just do it just like that. And then look at this image. It's literally perfect. It's as if you just stamped it backwards. You know what I'm saying? It's literally perfect. Then, for the best part, now see, I don't even have to like second generation stamp. I can just take this little guy right to this guy and stamp him. And even better, I could put this in the Misty, lay my stamp on and get it like, literally get their little noses kissing and stamp him perfectly, right? That is beautiful. You really cannot tell that that was done differently. You know, I think that's great. So let's bring our samples back over. Okay, so with Shannon's beautiful handwriting, so you could read it, here we go. So we have the original acetate. So this is the one, I'll tell you, Shannon and I did some research on this and we found videos as long as 12 years ago doing this. So that's pretty cool. So there's that one. Then the back of the stamp, I think the oldest research we found on this one was 10 years ago using the back of the stamp. This one, the waffle flower, I think that came out, that came out when the waffle flower mat came out because even I did a video on that. But I've not seen anybody do it with the Misty, so I don't know if anybody's done that yet. That might be me because a lot of people don't like to cut their tools, and I totally did. So just decide which way works for you. More than decide what's in your craft room. You can make this happen based on what you have. You don't have to buy those fancy tools, although I'm going to tell you something. This is so nice. That's so nice. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that forgotten but not so forgotten technique because we still use mirror stamping pretty good. If you try mirror stamping, and I really do hope that you will, do me a favor and go to my customer gallery and post a picture of it for me and also tell me how you did it. Which technique did you use? I'd like to see how good you are. I bet you're a lot better than me. That's the thing. Y'all are always better at stuff than me, so I love to see your talent. So share that with us on our customer gallery at MaymayMadeIt.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Now, just really quick, I know I'm making the video long, but I want to plug something really quick. We have started doing TikToks, and they are just fun. We're not really doing like techniques or anything over there right now. That may come. We're just doing fun videos. And if you want to see the staff, you want to see them just having a good time and kind of in their natural element, head over to our TikTok, which we will link in the description. It is Maymay Made It. You'll love what they're doing. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here today. And until next time, bye now.